Hi, Zaina. Well, we were talking just now, and tell me about. I know you got an amazing story about how the secrets impacted your life.
Yeah. Basically, I guess the secret has saved my life. Right. I was diagnosed with cancer a couple of years ago, and I used the same principles from the law of attraction to attract perfect health. And I would visualize at night, and in the morning I would visualize that all my cells are perfectly healthy. And I have a vision board of how I would be. The title is I'm Perfect Health, and I have pictures of me healthy, like riding a bike, like doing yoga, and just being healthy and fit. And I truly believe that that I was better, and I stayed clear of anything that's negative, any kind of negative energy. So I won't watch any horror movies. I would only watch comedies. I would do everything that basically makes me feel happy and makes me feel alive. So I think it has to do with mindset, of course, believing that you have what it takes to actually be well, and knowing that your mind is a really powerful tool, and that I truly use that to my advantage.
Wow.
Visualizing something that's great, that's good. I mean, even though I'm not saying that I didn't have doubts at that time, but when I have a negative thought, I would just push it away and not think about it. The whole time that I was ill, I didn't tell anyone that I had cancer because I just believed that I didn't. And it took me longer. I was really, I had a mission that I wanted to heal myself within a year. It took longer, it took 18 months.
Wow.
But one day, it just disappeared,
just like that.
Just like that.
18 months, and you didn't do any chemotherapy. It's all natural.
It was all holistic, of course.
Wow.
It was a lot of work. It was completely changing my lifestyle,
Right.
my diet, everything really.
Wow.
I had to stop. I had to quit my job because it was very stressful. I was an architect, and completely change of lifestyle. I made sure I had enough 8-hour sleep. Between 10 and 6, I do Tai Chi, I do Qigong,
Right.
I became a vegetarian, I do energy healing, whatever it takes. That was my mission for that 18 months, just to get me better and being in an environment that makes you feel empowered. So I crewed for Tony Robbins 5 times in a year, Singapore, Malaysia, Sydney, Brisbane, just being in that environment that makes me feel alive and energized.
Wow.
And during that time, no one knew that I was even sick because I just pretended I wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah, and one day it came true.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, recently I heard that you actually manifest something really wonderful.
Yeah, I guess I'm one of those who actually, some people can transform their entire life, their relationship, their health, and their wealth in one go. But I did it one at a time.
Okay.
So when I got sick, that was my goal. I was concentrating.
Right.
I was using law of attraction to make myself better. And the next step after that was, I thought, okay, it was about time I find someone, because when you get sick, then you realize that the most important thing is actually being with the people that you love. So then I thought, okay, that's something that I never really thought about. Then I realized it's something that I want. For the first time in my life, I admitted that I wanted someone to be my life partner, right? And I used the law of attraction again. I had a vision board, and I had pictures of me and this other person, and I would have just a captions of how I wanted him to be.
Right.
Whether it's like good-hearted, kind, smart, like all these characteristics that I want. And I would, I have it in front, when I wake up, it's right there in front of my bed. So the last thing I see when I go to bed is that. The first thing I see when I wake up is that as well. And I would visualize every single night, and I would just imagine that I was already in this beautiful relationship, and within like a month I found.
Within a month?
Yep.
Wow.
I met someone, and yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what's happened since then?
Well, we're planning to get married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, really, so you actually have used this mind power.
Yeah, absolutely. So now the next step is building my wealth, because when I got sick, I spent hundreds of thousands trying to heal myself with all the different treatments, since I did not go through traditional medicine. So my insurance, like if I went through surgery, I would have gotten my insurance to pay for it. But since I used alternative, everything was on me. So now I'm trying to build my wealth again. So this is the time for me to use the law of attraction to get myself back on track.
Wow. Well, thanks, Diana, for spending the time. You've been awesome. And we look forward to catch up with you again and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's an amazing story. Thanks.